South Sudan has suffered from water scarcity for decades and still continue to struggle with many water-related issues. Water scarcity is defined as the lack of sufficient available water sources to meet the ongoing demand of water. Lack of rain and the continuous conflict in South Sudan has resulted in the depletion of clean water supply. Water sustainability is essential as the population and demand is continually rising. Tragically, only 55% of people living in South Sudan have access to sanitized drinking water. This statistic is expected to lower even further as there is not enough water for the growing population. Not only are the water levels low, but there is often a high level of contamination, leading to significant health issues from waterborne diseases. Farming and agriculture is the main source of income in South Sudan. With limited access to water, the sustainability of these key industries are facing significant struggles. Lack of water affects the production and growth of crops, animals, and food. South Sudan's agricultural sector is the core of their economy and provides an income for 2/3 of their population. The agricultural sector cannot fill its potential without the required sources of water. This suffering industry has resulted in an increase of food insecurity for locals. Having readily access to clean drinking water is not common. Typically, women and young children have to dedicate hours to gather water from remote locations, risking their safety and health daily. With limited availability, locals are being forced to consume contaminated water. Waterborne diseases are a result from drinking unfiltered water. Such diseases bring significant symptoms and can even cause death. In 2006, 476 South Sudanese people died from diarrhea in just 5 months, with cholera present in stool samples. Recently, in 2016, a cholera epidemic broke out in South Sudan, and there were over 200,000 cases and 436 reported deaths. This statistic shows the major effects of consuming unfiltered water. The installation of surface water treatment systems have reduced the frequency of waterborne diseases. Borehole wells and hand pumps have been built to provide readily access to purified water, and water chlorination is one of the main techniques used to clean contaminated water. Researching South Sudan's water crisis, I have discovered the truly devastating complications it has had on their society, from the terrible living conditions to the thousands of deaths that could have been avoided. As a developed country, we have the ability to help South Sudan recover and set up for the future. Why should we care about South Sudan's water crisis? Well, coming from a developed country, we have no idea how lucky we are. The South Sudanese are struggling day to day just to survive, forced to live in inhumane conditions. The water crisis doesn't directly affect us, but at the end of the day, we are all humans and deserve to live with dignity. Organisations are working tirelessly to help relieve the water stress in South Sudan. They are finding strategies to preserve all water stocks and discovering effective methods of sanitation. Improving water sanitation will significantly reduce the number of illnesses and deaths in South Sudan. Raising awareness is essential to educate people, but specifically to help these organisations raise more money. Without the required sources of money, they aren't able to reach their full potential. We can help simply by making donations to these organisations. This easy gesture for us has a significant impact on South Sudan. As members of society, we must help to find solutions so one day South Sudan can reach a point of sustained living.